Frank Warren has seemingly changed his tune on the Daniel Dubois-Nathan Gorman fight. He says it will happen later on this year. Now, not too long ago, Frank Warren was saying that this fight ain't going to happen anytime soon. It's going to happen down the line for some title. I think he's even said some world title. Correct me if I'm wrong. Some world title. But all of a sudden, he's done a 180. And now he's saying, oh, yeah, it can happen later on this year. And I'm not afraid to put two rising stars in the ring early in their careers. I did it with James DeGale and George Groves. Indeed, he did. And that was pay-per-view, wasn't it, for the British title? Frank Warren, yeah. So now he's basically doing a complete U-turn, a 180, and saying that he is willing to match these guys early in their careers, contrary to what he said previously. Now, why this change from Frank Warren? I think it's very simple. He's signed Tyson Fury. That's why the change. He's signed Tyson Fury. Fury has capitalized off the Deontay Wilder fight. His profile's gone through the roof. He's done the ESPN deal. And because of that, Frank Warren now has a meal ticket. He didn't have a meal ticket before. Even when Tyson Fury came back, he wasn't sure how the Wilder fight was going to go and whether he could capitalize on that. He didn't know if Fury was going to win or not, if the fight was going to be exciting, if it was going to be a success. He didn't know. But now he does know. So now he's got his meal ticket in Tyson Fury. He's more willing to allow Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman to face each other. Yeah, because I think before he had this Tyson Fury meal ticket, he was looking at this becoming a potential meal ticket for him. But now he feels like, you know what? I don't really need to invest so much in making this a potential meal ticket fight down the line. I can just let him scrap it out now. And maybe that's also why Frank Warren is talking about Anthony Yarde fighting Sergey Kovalev this year. Because Anthony Yarde was maybe one of Warren's meal tickets or his potential meal tickets. That's how he may have been looking at it. But again, now he's got Tyson Fury. He feels like, you know what? Let's put Yarde in an actual real fight. I don't need to preserve him anymore or allow Tunde to preserve him anymore. Let's actually put him in a real fight and see what we actually have with him, whether he can sink or swim. So, yeah, I'm happy. Either way, whatever the case is, whatever reason there is for Frank Warren doing this U-turn about this fight, I'm happy because I want to see this fight as soon as possible. I've been saying it for the longest. I don't want to wait until both these guys have got world titles, if they ever get world titles, because who knows? Maybe none of these guys will win a world title. Maybe they both will. I don't know. But I don't want to wait that long. I want the fight sooner rather than later. And thankfully, Frank Warren is now on the same page. For whatever reason, he's now talking about having this fight sooner rather than later. Good stuff. I want to see Dubois versus Gorman. If it happens later on this year, as Frank Warren is promised, some of you are going to doubt Frank Warren's words, and that's fair enough. No problem with questioning what Frank Warren is saying. But if it does end up happening later on this year, who have you guys got? Is it going to be Daniel Dubois or is it going to be Nathan Gorman? Previous to now, I would have said Nathan Gorman. I was a bit more impressed. I'd seen more of Gorman. I'd seen him answer more questions in the ring than Dubois has answered. But Dubois' last performance, maybe even his last couple performances, to me have answered a few questions. And I'd probably be leaning a bit more towards Dubois now than I would towards Nathan Gorman. However, Dubois hasn't taken any punches in the ring yet. Gorman hasn't really been hit like that either. But I think he's been more rounds. He's had more fights. So he's done a little more. But Dubois went the distance, obviously, with Kingpin Johnson. And now he's got Kajanu, a mutual opponent, a common opponent, someone who Nathan Gorman just fought. So we can compare their performances against the same guy and see if Kajanu can test Daniel Dubois at all, or if it will be a relatively straightforward fight for Dubois, or whether Dubois will be able to, stop him, something which Nathan Gorman couldn't do. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Nathan Gorman went a distance with Kajanu, right? Didn't stop him. I didn't actually see the fight, couldn't find a copy of it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this potential showdown later on in the year. And the reason why I want these guys to fight early in their careers like this, most of you will have heard me say this time and time again on this channel, is because that's usually when you get the best fights. When two guys are young, when they're relatively inexperienced, when they both got a chip on their shoulder, when they're full of testosterone and they want to prove themselves, when they haven't made the big money yet, that's normally when you get the best fight. When two guys are world champions or cagey veterans, it's, there's more likelihood, there's a high likelihood that it's going to end in disappointment because they both got more to lose and they're a lot more savvy and cagey and they're not so impulsive. You want to get the guys and match them together when they're impulsive because that's when you're going to get drama. That's when you're going to get something exciting and unexpected happening in the fight. That's when you're going to get fireworks, just like you had with Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. They were matched together early in their careers. So I'm glad to see Frank Warren is now at least talking about matching these two together later on this year, because previously when he'd been asked, I think it was by Coogan or by Rob Tebbett, he was very hostile the last time they asked him about the possibility of Dubois fighting Gorman. So it really is quite incredible to see Warren do this kind of U-turn in such a short space of time, to being hostile towards anyone who asked him about Dubois Gorman happening anytime soon. And now he's like, oh, actually, it's going to happen later on this year, early on in their careers. And I've got no issue with matching guys early on, rising stars. Before he was talking about building them up to both world champions. Jeez. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.